Okay, Ninja in. Which means for this run we're not running Phoenix. Yeah, same here, Velvet. So sometimes you play, like that's what I said, it's not always. But I'm sure there's Bloons players that have enough experience that they know when they get to a certain combination on a map, that's them, they're winning. Right? So depending where that is, although usually for the investment time, you'd probably play it out.
This is me, pop star.
Although there's no variance, so once you know a strategy, you can probably just win it up. It's more for roguish games where there's a variance in how you can build up. Sell the monkey now. Okay, so we have to go sniper for lead. Or I can go alchemist for early lead. This guy's pretty much doing nothing. Maybe I don't need to invest in him. And Pennywise, yeah, Choppy Monkey is OP. Extremely even. What are we going to put into here? Still going to go top tier. Arcane. But her range is short. I don't think that matters. I think the majority of the time it's not a worthwhile difference. Unless, yeah, because you're only, for most of the monkeys, they're only attacking the ones in a, you know, if it's something that's shooting, they're only shooting the one at a time. So the bigger range is good for clearing gaps and hitting like two sides of a path that changes, you know. So imagine if this gap was pushed out further, you know, to the point that you could only get one of them with soda. Let's say this was the only point where the map crossed. It just sort of went, you know, like up and down, like around here. Okay, and you wanted to cover both sides. That's where range is really important. having a big range, if you're hitting stuff head on, for the most part, it's not going to help. There'll be times in the game, like especially early, where you'll follow the wave around, and then maybe you start bringing it back and clear out all the balloons. But once the waves get thick enough, and the balloons get past you, you're only hitting them well, here she is. You're only hitting them at this point. Now, whether that point is here or here, you're still only fixated on a singular point, right? And that's the same too. If you're strong enough to kill all the balloons incoming, you're still only hitting them on a singular point. I probably should have bought some upgrades. Apparently, it doesn't matter.
Cuts a tomato.
Yeah, so on a straight line, it does matter a little bit, but other than that, it's really more so just for bridging a gap. Like the fact that if this guy was down here, he'd also be able to hit there, but he will when we get him a bigger gap. Or when we increased the range of the Ninja Monkey and it could now hit up the top here. You know, that's where range really matters. But even if it did have more of an impact somewhere, she's just so fast, it makes up for that.
That's a cool. Get ready. I'm Moaz. Get ready.
The question is, I don't think I can get that to just... I guess it's you guys. So I could use economy here to sort of counter the Impoppable so that we get a practice for chimps. Or we could just sit and hope we make it. Like I've got a long way, except for this guy, which I probably should invest in.
That's a cool.
I think I just build up into spikes now. Maybe. I'm pretty sure as the maps get harder, I'll have to do economy stuff. And that could be, I think that when it matters, I think that's more fun.
Red and slicey.
An argument can be made I should be using it now so I can get practice at it. But it's not exactly, you know, souped up agility needing. Don't need to be like massively dexterous to pull the banana farm out and place it on the ground. Can I ask why I changed for spikes to spark now? It pops a little, see it puts that little extra amount out at the start. And it always puts it on the same location, which does make it harder to judge how much you have. But I'm curious, I don't see it being a downside. Well, maybe there could be. Makes me wonder when the new ones spawn, if the oldest ones are the ones that get used first or not, because the oldest ones disappear. I can't see it being worse than before. But when you've got them spread out, if the older ones are at the back and then the new ones get popped, then the old ones will start despawning, because it's not a counter. It's not there can only be, I don't know, let's go 50 stacks of spikes, and when you throw the 51st one, the oldest one despawns. There's a timer, and you can notice that when you've got them spread out and a balloon comes along and like an airship comes along and takes out half your spikes, and then your guy throws the next one and the oldest one still despawns anyway, even though half of them have been wiped out. So the only, well, unless the newest ones here are guaranteed. So the only thing it could be if the newest ones are guaranteed to be used first, but I think that's a jerk move. Yeah, and I don't know how it does that, because it doesn't seem to be moving them forward, but unless they are on the exact same location, logically, and it's just a little bit of graphical difference, that maybe when a balloon hits that point, it takes the oldest one first. Maybe it's at the front of the array. I think that would be fair, considering we're calling them smart spikes. It also does mean that by not having them up to here, maybe the sniper gets in a hit and saves a spike. I don't think that's worth all that much, though. I thought it would have already put it on as well. I was surprised that it didn't. Because, like, when you get the elite sniper, like the mid path, it changes to elite immediately. When you get the third top tier in submarines, it submerges automatically. When you get pursuit, I'm pretty sure the helicopter changes to pursuit, if memory serves. I'm a little bit between two minds if I want to upgrade the spikes. I think I'm going to go for the Gandalf before the spikes. It costs a little bit more, but it's marginal. And even though the spikes technically have full map range, like a sniper, because well, they can hit any balloon on the map when it gets there, because of the despawn, that's slight missing of shots. I'd rather have it be more offensive up here. Especially, I think Gandalf knocking out a lot more airships means Soda can be like cut up more little balloons. Yeah, Smart also changes with the waves, which can be really good. Can be really bad for games that have alternating waves, though, when you get to because the ones that disappear every second wave will disappear from the wrong one and you'll have an empty one. Yeah, I think having defenses is good when pushing into later game or tougher modes, but 76 is somewhat important if you haven't upgraded Gandalf. You want to be doing that ability. I almost missed it. There would have been a leak. upgrading offenses is much better than shoring up defenses.
Clean cut.
Because your offenses work throughout the to keep everything held back. The defenses, especially ones like spikes which are limited because they despawn, they can get overrun. And if they get overrun, you're in trouble. Whereas if you can overpower the incoming one, you'll never, you won't need as strong a defense. But I think a lot of people, especially like when playing on Impoppable or Chimps, you got 1 health, they're like, gotta have defenses. It's like, best defense is a great offense. Why build it at all? Because even the best team can have stuff get through. Mainly because of your units will eventually start like kind of stepping on each other's toes type of deal, and won't get the you won't be able to get the combined efficiency out of both of them. Is it, what's the thing? The sum of the parts not equal to the whole or something like that.
Clean cut. Still cuts like Meadow.
And it's about finding that balance, like when you need it and when you don't. Oh, game terms. Diminishing returns. The greater your offense gets, you're going to get more diminishing returns on how many pops a tower gets up front, because the tower in front of it is, stealing its potential. Really good examples are like snipers and balloon solvers. Or sometimes a lot of like smaller towers, but definitely snipers with balloon solvers. Like a balloon solver on its own will sit up front with the ceramics and hit ceramics all day long, right? And they'll just die. But if you get enough stuff, it's going to be tough with the balloon solver because he's really quick. But if you get enough stuff that splits the ceramics into 2 balloons, now the balloon solver might not be able to hit everything because there's too many of them, right? And because the glue soak, where the glue's on all layers, if you hit that ceramic, you hit both the balloons that split out of it. And then if any of those split again, which I don't think they do, I think it's only the first time. But I think there's another one in there. At any rate, that acid will eat through the ceramic and everything inside it. Whereas if you've already split it and now you miss some. The other one is like Moabs and airships. And BFBs or the green ones. The sniper's set to strong, so he'll hit all these Moabs, right? And then split them. Until there's a BFB, then he'll hit those, and now Moabs are coming through. And anyone set to first, I can't cover it. There's no let's pretend there's Moabs under here, the blue ones. Anyone set to strong that's in this range will hit this balloon. Anyone set to first will hit this balloon. No one will hit this balloon. So there's this weird part where the Moabs will get through, unless you've got some splash and stuff. Yeah, ice monkeys are good as well. So that's where, like, when you start needing to have greater offense, you get to a point where it's like there's only so much you can do about hitting the front target.
Get that ZOMG.
And I think that's when you need defenses.
Clean cut. Still cuts like Meadow.
It's like you're intentionally planning on letting something through so someone else further back can be really efficient. Yeah, you can use close. However, when you've got a big string of Moabs and they pop, you'll also have ceramics underneath. Now, I don't know what happens in that situation.
Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato. Good choice.
But there are some units that close is really good on. Like, what's his name? Striker Jones. Give him close, because otherwise he'll miss. And put him real close to the track. Now, here's a good question. Keep saving for Grandmaster Ninja, or take the Permaspike. I think I'd rather take the Panztastic. One of the things I'm not sure of, but it's hard to because you can't quite see, but it kind of feels like it. That last map where on the alternate balloons, it felt like one of the airships when it popped and spawns was able to push through the pile of permaspikes instead of dying.
I'm as sharp as it gets. Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
Unless it like, you know, because you can't quite see what's going on, but then, and it's only a split second, you see a balloon there, but you see Spike still there. It's like, did he get through it? Should I have built the path up? Like, maybe that's where Smart's not good?
Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
I see what you're saying. Maybe. There could be something to that. So I get it like there or something, so it's putting its spikes here. So 98 could be a little iffy. $42,000 for Ninja. Whereas Quincy Son of Quincy is cashing in right now. I don't think we get to 42. Question is, do I sell this guy so that Quincy can get in there, or just put him here? I think I just put him in here. Where's the range there?
Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
Maybe we really got to the 42. Spike trap holding up. I think we would have got to the 42. That was a lot of money in that round. But Crossbow Master is really strong. Okay. I have 15,000 and I should spend it. Just straight up should be spending it. And I have no idea on what. It's not that. Yeah, having 2 crossbow masters. I've done that a couple times. We had a co-op with 4 sodas and 8 crossbow masters. Just straight up dumping on soda. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I don't think we need to spend it. Let's go with we win. Because I think we do.
Clean cuts. It still cuts a tomato.
Probably an extra sniper. I think at 16,000 it was an extra, if I really wanted to, it was an extra 420 sniper. That's 10,000. Yeah, that was the answer.
Clean cuts. It still cuts a
Cheeky
tomato.
022 mage. Not a terrible idea. Alright, so we can just straight up do that strategy. For chimps if we want.
Clean cuts. It still cuts a tomato. Clean cuts. It still cuts a tomato.
Yeah, you could put a 420 sniper on front, which isn't bad because of the amount of airships. Soda's level 20 ability is 3 laps with her sword charge. Sorry, I'm not spending because I'm not overly fast. But I will get the Grandmaster Ninja if we get up to the, what is it, 42,000. If we don't, then I'm not going to... And I'll use cooldowns because there's only sodas. Team's cleaning up. And I was thinking I was going to do this with a Phoenix Mage. I don't think we can deny the ninja. Well, it's a tough call. Phoenix Mage did a lot of work in the mid levels. Dude, Crossbow Quincy's trying there. I'm doing a great job. He's in such a good spot too to get the DDTs before everything else gets through. Could be some issues here.
Oh, I could have popped that.
No, you couldn't have. That's fine, totally fine.